Is it possible for an organization to outgrow its name? And at the end of the day, does that matter? MassChallenge isn't only in Boston, but also Massachusetts, and of course, across the entire United States. Welcome to Scott Bailey, Managing Director of the Language of Business.
Thank you very much for having me.
MassChallenge started in Boston, but expanded statewide. Where is it now?
Yeah, well, MassChallenge, I think it's always had aspirations of being global. So we've always had a global applicant pool. We're open to anyone with any idea from anywhere in the world. But here in Boston, we take 128 of the best of the best. We had almost 2,000 applications this year. We took 128 companies, and we just awarded $1.5 million in grants to support them.
And is that 128 of the best from Massachusetts or from the entire country?
From the entire world, actually. So this year's pool, about 45% of the companies were Massachusetts-based, but then another, if you take the rest, 65% was split between outside of Massachusetts and also the rest of the world.
If you have a UK company, are they going to go through MassChallenge London, or are they going to come here to Boston?
What I always think about is, from the startup perspective, they want support locally because that's where their family is, that's where they've got other resources like mentors and coaches and investment, but what they want is global access. So we really are betting, as part of our strategy, that having access to global markets is a key part of a value proposition that becomes more and more compelling for startups as they think about globalizing their business and scaling.
If somebody's based in California but wants to get the most out of their Boston-based MassChallenge experience, what do you advise them to do?
Come move here. We've got great schools, we've great hospitals, we've got access to large corporates. It's really like a great hub of entrepreneurship and innovation. For example, we just launched our digital health program, Pulse at MassChallenge, and we just announced 31 of the best-in-class digital health companies where we'll support them for 6 months, engaging with the local community, whether that's top hospitals, payers, patients, and just helping them make real progress on their company.
If somebody offers to telecommute in because they don't want to move to Boston, what would you recommend they do then?
I'd say they should probably telecommute in, but for the most part, a lot of people apply to MassChallenge because they want an access to something, and so it's something that they can't get where they are. And we're also interested in expanding around the U.S. So although we're based here in Boston, we're looking at launching other programs around the country as well.
After they graduate, what services do they get from you guys moving forward?
So what they can expect after they leave MassChallenge is maybe they get some funding as part of the awards, and they also get to stay in the space if they want as winners. And then going beyond that, they still get access to the MassChallenge community and network. And we always say you're alumni for life, so they always stay engaged and they come back and help future classes.
Walking around your space here, it's really cool. You see row after row. Are those individual entrepreneurs, individual startups? How does everything get allocated?
I'd say it's a range. There's a lot of need. With 128 companies, the average team size is about 4 people, so you can expect anywhere from 300 to 400 people in a typical cohort. What you see in the startups behind us here, they're typically a couple teams. Again, the average team size is about 4 people, but they also can range up to 10. So we have to work with them very closely to make sure that we're getting them what they need during the program and after the program.
And do their mentors sit right next to them, or do they rove from table to table?
You'll find that most of the startups meet with them in more casual settings, whether it's in the couches or conference rooms. The mentors might have daytime jobs, so they do this as part of their giving back to the community, and that's all volunteer. So typically they work it out with the teams, but this is really primarily focused for the startups, and then we try and create spaces around that allow the mentors and the teams to have meaningful engagements.
Scott, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Scott Bailey, Managing Director of MassChallenge.